August 1955. The Corleone compound, Long Beach, New York. 3 weeks after Don Vito Corleone's funeral. Michael Corleone sits at the head of the table for the first time. No longer the war hero, no longer the college boy. The Don now. Tom Hagen sits to his right, Peter Clemenza to his left. Rocco Lampone and Willie Cicci stand by the door. Al Neri waits in the shadows, the family's top soldiers, all watching the new Don, all wondering if he's strong enough. Outside, 5 crime families circle like wolves. Don Emilio Barzini controls the commission. Don Phillip Tattaglia runs the narcotics trade. Don Victor Stracci owns the docks. Don Carmine Cuneo commands the Bronx. And in Las Vegas, Moe Greene thinks he's untouchable. Together, they smell weakness. Together, they plan to carve up Corleone territory. Michael doesn't raise his voice, doesn't threaten, doesn't posture like Sonny used to. Instead, he asks one simple question. Where will they be tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon? Silence fills the room. Tom Hagen's eyes widen slightly. Clemenza leans forward. Nobody expected this. Not diplomacy. Not more negotiations. Not patience. Elimination. Michael continues, calm and cold. Barzini. Tattaglia. Stracci. Cuneo. Moe Greene. I want their exact locations, their routines, their vulnerabilities. I want to know where each one will be, who they'll be with, and how to reach them. The men exchange glances. This isn't Vito's way. Vito built alliances, negotiated peace, played the long game. But Michael learned different lessons. In the Marines, he learned that overwhelming force applied simultaneously wins wars. In Sicily, he learned that hesitation gets you killed. Tom Hagen speaks carefully. Michael, that's 6 targets, in different cities, different locations, coordinating that kind of operation. Michael cuts him off. Can be done, will be done. I want intelligence on all 6 within 48 hours. What the other families don't see yet, the college boy they dismissed is about to teach them a lesson in modern warfare. The intelligence operation begins immediately. 6 teams, 6 targets, 2 weeks to map every movement, every pattern, every weakness. Al Neri takes Barzini, the most dangerous target, the puppet master who orchestrated Sonny's death. Neri stands across from the New York County Supreme Court building in Foley Square, dressed like every other businessman. Watches Barzini arrive at 9:30 every morning. Courthouse steps, same entrance, same bodyguards, every single day. Barzini meets with judges, with politicians, with lawyers, buying influence, building power. He believes he's untouchable here. Public place, broad daylight, dozens of witnesses. Nobody would dare. Neri notices something crucial. Every Tuesday and Thursday, Barzini leaves at exactly 3 in the afternoon. Trial schedule, public record. His bodyguards scan the crowd, but they look for threats, not police. Barzini trusts the uniform, respects the badge. That's the vulnerability. Peter Clemenza draws Stracci. Follows him for 9 days straight. Stracci runs his operation from an office building in New Jersey. 5th floor. Takes the elevator down every afternoon at 3. Routine. Predictable. Fatal. Clemenza maps the building. Notes the security cameras. Studies the guard rotations. Discovers the service entrance in the back. No cameras there. Access to the elevator shaft from the basement. He walks the route 3 times. Times it perfectly. 45 seconds from service entrance to elevator doors. Stracci never varies his schedule. Same elevator, same time, same false sense of security. The weakest of the 5 families hiding in Jersey, thinking distance means safety. Clemenza knows better. Rocco Lampone gets Tattaglia, the most predictable target. Every Thursday evening, Tattaglia visits the same place, a small house off Sunrise Highway in Long Island. His mistress waits there. He arrives at 7, stays until midnight, sends his bodyguards away for privacy. Lampone watches from a car across the street, sees Tattaglia enter alone, sees the lights go on in the bedroom, sees the bodyguards parked 2 blocks away, smoking, laughing, not paying attention. They've done this every Thursday for 2 years. Routine breeds carelessness. The house has a back entrance, unlocked. Tattaglia's too busy to worry about security when he's focused on pleasure. His arrogance will kill him. Willie Cicci tracks Cuneo. The Bronx Don operates from the Savannah Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, holds court there every afternoon. Cuneo conducts business in the lobby. surrounded by his men, thinking the public setting protects him. Chichi rents a room across the street, sets up surveillance, watches Cuneo's pattern emerge, arrives at 2, meets with his capos until 4, exits through the main entrance to his car waiting at the curb, has to pass through the revolving door, alone. His bodyguards wait outside. For 3 seconds, Cuneo is isolated, trapped between glass panels, vulnerable. Chichi photographs the door, measures the rotation speed, calculates the timing. 3 seconds is enough. The Las Vegas operation requires more planning. Moe Greene never leaves Nevada, runs his casino empire from the desert. Michael sends a 2-man team. They arrive as tourists. Rent a room at the Tropicana, across from Greene's massage parlor. Greene visits every Wednesday at noon. Same massage table, same therapist, same routine for 5 years. He lies face down, eyes closed, completely exposed. The massage parlor has a back window. Faces an alley. No security cameras. No bodyguards inside. Greene believes Las Vegas belongs to him. Believes 3,000 miles protects him from New York problems. The team photographs everything. Entry points, exit routes, sight lines. They time how long Greene stays. 45 minutes. Never varies. Back in New York, Michael reviews the intelligence reports. Sits in his father's old office. Spreads 6 folders across the desk. Studies each target's patterns. The predictability amazes him. These men built empires on fear and violence, but they've grown comfortable, routine, sloppy. Tom Hagen enters, sees the folders, understands what's coming. They don't know we're watching, Tom says quietly. They think I'm weak, Michael replies. They think I'll negotiate. They think I'm not my father. He looks up, cold eyes, empty of doubt. They're right. I'm not my father, I'm worse. The intelligence reveals something else. A pattern Michael's been watching. Sal Tessio, his father's oldest friend, has been making calls. Meeting with people he shouldn't meet. Setting up a meeting with Barzini. For Michael's protection, Tessio claims. For peace, he says. Michael knows better. Vito told him in the garden. Whoever sets up the meeting with Barzini is the traitor. Tessio's name is added to the list. And Carlo, Connie's husband, Michael's brother-in-law, the man who beat Connie to draw Sonny into the toll booth ambush, who sold Sonny to Barzini for 30 pieces of silver. Carlo thinks Michael doesn't know, thinks he's safe because he's family. Carlo's wrong. The intelligence phase is complete. 14 days of surveillance, 6 targets mapped, every routine documented, every vulnerability identified. Each team knows exactly where to be, exactly when to strike, exactly how to execute. Michael makes one final decision. The timing. It needs to be simultaneous, coordinated, perfect, and it needs an alibi, something so public, so sacred, that nobody could possibly suspect. Connie approaches him 2 days later, asks if he'll be godfather to her son. The baptism is scheduled for Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Michael accepts. What nobody understands yet, the baptism ceremony will provide perfect cover. The church service lasts approximately 20 minutes. The priest will ask Michael to renounce evil. Michael will stand before God and make sacred vows, and while he speaks those holy words, his men will commit unholy acts across 3 states. The trap is set. The teams are ready. The schedule is synchronized. 6 men will die while Michael becomes a godfather. The irony is perfect. The planning is complete. Tomorrow, everything changes. Saturday morning, 24 hours before the baptism, the final positioning begins. Al Neri drives to Manhattan, parks 3 blocks from the courthouse, walks to a costume shop on Canal Street, purchases a police uniform, perfect fit, badge included. He tries it on in the back room. Looks at himself in the mirror, authentic, convincing. Nobody questions a cop. He walks to Foley Square, studies the courthouse steps, counts them, 42 steps from street to entrance, visualizes Barzini descending, calculates angles, identifies the best position. Halfway down, left side, clear shot to the back, 2 seconds to fire, 3 seconds to disappear into the crowd. Neri times his escape route, through the alley behind the courthouse, 70 yards to the parked car, change clothes in the back seat, become a civilian again, 90 seconds total. He practices twice. 87 seconds, 83 seconds, fast enough. He returns to the Corleone compound, reports to Michael. Barzini is confirmed for tomorrow, 3 o'clock, courthouse steps. I'll be ready. Michael nods. One target set. Peter Clemenza arrives at Stracci's office building in Jersey. Saturday, building mostly empty. He enters through the service entrance, basement level, finds the maintenance room. Studies the elevator machinery, learns the timing. Elevator takes 40 seconds from 5th floor to lobby. Doors open for 8 seconds, close for 3. Clemenza props open the basement door. Tests the route. Basement to lobby, up the back stairs, positions himself by the elevator doors. When they open, he'll have 8 seconds. Point-blank range. Shotgun. No chance to miss. He walks the escape route, out the front entrance, across the street, waiting car. 2 minutes total. He times it 3 times. Consistent, reliable, perfect. Tomorrow, Stracci's routine kills him. Rocco Lampone drives to Long Island, parks 2 blocks from Tattaglia's location, the small house off Sunrise Highway. He walks past it casually, notes the back entrance, tests the door handle. Unlocked, as expected. Tattaglia's carelessness confirmed. Lampone enters. Quick survey. Living room, kitchen, bedroom upstairs. Simple layout, easy navigation. He stands in the bedroom doorway, visualizes the target, bed against the far wall. Clear sight line, 5 steps from door to shooting position, 3 shots, exit, 30 seconds total. He leaves through the back door, walks to his car, drives the escape route, main road, highway entrance, lost in traffic within minutes, untraceable. Tomorrow evening, Tattaglia's routine becomes his death sentence. Willie Cicci positions himself in the hotel room across from the Savannah. 3rd floor, window facing the main entrance, perfect view of the revolving door. He times Cuneo's pattern 1 final time. Saturday afternoon. Cuneo arrives at 2, exits at 4. Like clockwork, Cicci studies the revolving door. 4 glass panels, rotates slowly, creates a temporary cage. He calculates. 3 seconds from entry to exit. If he catches Cuneo mid-rotation, the Don is trapped. Glass on all sides. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He positions his weapon. Tests the angle. Clear shot, no obstructions. Tomorrow, that door becomes Cuneo's coffin. The Las Vegas team makes final preparations. 2 men. One rents the room across from the massage parlor, sets up position by the window. The alley behind the parlor is empty every Wednesday. No foot traffic. No witnesses. Perfect isolation. The second man walks the escape route. Massage parlor to parking lot. 90 seconds. Car waiting. Engine running. Highway entrance 3 blocks away. Nevada plates. Blend into tourist traffic. Disappear. They synchronize watches. Tomorrow. Noon Pacific time. 3 o'clock Eastern. Simultaneous with the baptism. Moe Greene dies while Michael renounces evil. Saturday evening. Michael calls the final meeting. All team leaders present. Clemenza, Lampone, Cicci, Neri, the Vegas team on the phone. Tom Hagen takes notes. Michael speaks quietly. Precisely. No wasted words. Tomorrow, the baptism begins at 2:45. I'll be at the church. You'll be at your positions. The ceremony lasts approximately 20 minutes. During that time, all targets must be eliminated. No communication, no calls, no signals. You execute based on the schedule only. He looks at each man. Neri, 3 o'clock exactly. Barzini exits the courthouse. You're in position. Neri nods. Clemenza, 3 o'clock. Stracci takes his elevator. You're waiting. Clemenza confirmed. Lampone, 7 o'clock. Tattaglia arrives at the house. You're inside. Lampone agrees. Cicci, 4 o'clock. Cuneo exits the hotel. You're across the street. Cicci understands. Vegas, noon, your time. Green is on the table. You're ready. The phone confirms. Michael continues. After the baptism, Tessio will approach me. He'll mention a meeting with Barzini. For peace, he'll say. I'll agree. Tom will handle Tessio after that. Tom Hagen nods slowly. His face shows nothing. Inside, he mourns. Tessio was his friend too. Carlo will be dealt with separately, after everyone else, when all the family business is concluded. Michael stands. The meeting is over. Tomorrow we settle all accounts. Tomorrow the 5 families learn what it means to underestimate a Corleone. Tomorrow New York belongs to us. The men leave, each to prepare, each to position, each carrying the weight of tomorrow's actions. Michael remains in the office. Alone now, he thinks about his father, wonders what Vito would say about this plan, wonders if Vito would approve of the methods, the simultaneous strikes, the calculated brutality, the complete elimination of all threats in a single day. Probably not. Vito built alliances, made friends, created peace. But Vito's way got Sonny killed, got the family pushed around, got enemies thinking they could take what wasn't theirs. Michael's way is different, faster, final, ruthless. He looks at the photograph on the desk. His father in the garden, smiling, at peace. That peace cost him everything. Cost him Sonny. Cost him his dream of Michael staying legitimate. Cost him his health. Michael won't make the same mistakes. Michael will eliminate threats before they become problems. Will strike first. Will show mercy never. Tomorrow, the baptism. Tomorrow, the massacre. Tomorrow, Michael Corleone becomes what his father never wanted him to be. The most dangerous man in America. Sunday morning, August 1955. Baptism Day. Michael Corleone wakes at 6, dresses in his best suit, dark grey, white shirt, black tie. He looks at himself in the mirror. The face staring back is different from the one that returned from Sicily. Harder, colder, empty of doubt. Kay enters the bedroom, holds their son Anthony. She smiles, believes today is about family, about faith, about Michael becoming godfather to his nephew. She doesn't know what else today is about. Michael keeps that world separate from her, always. "You look handsome," she says. Michael kisses her forehead, says nothing. What could he say? That while he stands in church renouncing evil, 6 men will die on his orders. That the baptismal water blessing his nephew will coincide with blood being spilled across 3 states? He goes downstairs. Tom Hagen waits in the kitchen. Coffee already made, 2 cups on the table. They sit in silence. Both understand what comes next. Both carry the weight of it. "Everything is ready," Tom says quietly. Not a question. A statement. "Everything," Michael confirms. Across town, Al Neri prepares. He lays the police uniform on his bed, checks every detail. Badge polished, shirt pressed, pants creased, shoes shined. He must look authentic. One glance of suspicion and the plan fails. He checks his weapon. Service revolver. Standard police issue. Nothing suspicious. He loads it. 6 bullets. He'll only need 2. 1 for Barzini, 1 for safety. He practices the draw. Smooth, fast, 15 times, 20, until his hands know the motion without thinking. He leaves his apartment at noon, drives to Foley Square, parks 4 blocks away, changes into the uniform in the car, becomes Officer Neri, badge visible, authority assumed. He walks to the courthouse, stands on the steps, watches, waits, blends into the Sunday afternoon calm. 3 hours until Barzini arrives. 3 hours to stay invisible. 3 hours to control his breathing, his heartbeat, his nerves. In New Jersey, Peter Clemenza enters the office building. Sunday, completely empty. Security guard at the front desk barely looks up. Clemenza signs the visitor log. False name. Walks to the elevator. Takes it to the 3rd floor. Finds the stairwell. Walks down to the basement. The service entrance is unlocked, as planned. He props it open with a small wooden wedge, invisible unless you're looking for it. His escape route secured. He positions himself in the maintenance room, adjacent to the elevator shaft. He can hear the machinery, the cables moving, the elevator rising and falling. Empty now. In 2 hours, it won't be. Clemenza holds the shotgun, 12 gauge, sawed off, devastating at close range. He checks the shells, loaded, ready. He sits on a metal folding chair, waits, doesn't move, doesn't think, just waits. Time passes slowly when you're waiting to kill someone. On Long Island, Rocco Lampone arrives at the small house off Sunrise Highway, 4 in the afternoon, 3 hours before Tattaglia's expected arrival. The neighborhood is quiet, families having Sunday dinner, children playing in yards, normal, peaceful, unaware. Lampone circles the block twice, no suspicious cars, no watchers, no problems. He parks 3 blocks away, walks casually to the house, tests the back door, still unlocked. Tattaglia's carelessness remains consistent. He enters, moves through the living room, up the stairs, into the bedroom, positions himself in the closet, door slightly open, view of the bed, clear shot. He'll wait here. 3 hours. silent, still, patient. The closet smells of perfume and dust. Lampone breathes slowly, in through nose, out through mouth, controlling his body, preparing his mind. He's killed before. This is different. This is calculated, premeditated, cold. He thinks about Tattaglia, the man who helped orchestrate the hit on Vito, who supported Sollozzo, who made the Corleone family bleed. Tattaglia's death isn't murder, it's justice, balance, settling accounts. Lampone checks his watch. 6:45. 15 minutes until the target arrives. He tightens his grip on the weapon, relaxes his shoulders, prepares. In Midtown Manhattan, Willie Cicci watches from the hotel room window, the Savannah Hotel entrance below, the revolving door, his target zone. He's been here since noon. 6 hours of watching, waiting, not moving from the window. Cuneo arrived at 2, right on schedule, still inside, meeting with his capos, conducting business, completely unaware that death watches from across the street. Cicci's weapon rests on the windowsill, aimed, sighted, ready. He's calculated the distance, 40 yards, easy shot. The revolving door's glass won't stop the bullets, won't save Cuneo, will just trap him inside his own coffin. 3:55. 5 minutes. Cicci's breathing steadies, his hands don't shake, his vision narrows. Focus, precision, execution. In Las Vegas, 2 men wait in the room across from the massage parlor. The window is open, the curtains provide cover, the alley below is empty. Greene hasn't arrived yet, but he will. Noon. Every Wednesday. This Wednesday is his last. They've synchronized their watches to New York time, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. When Michael stands in church, they shoot. Not before, not after. Simultaneous. Coordinated. Perfect. The massage parlor door opens at 11:58. Moe Greene enters, right on schedule, loud, arrogant, laughing with his bodyguards. He sends them away, walks inside alone. Too comfortable, too confident, too stupid. The men in the window check their weapons one final time. Suppressors attached. Quiet, clean, professional. 2 minutes until execution. At the Church of St. Joachim and St. Anne, Staten Island, Michael arrives with his family. Kay holds baby Anthony. Connie stands by the church entrance, holds her son, Michael Francis Rizzi. The child about to be baptized, the child whose ceremony will provide cover for massacre. The priest greets them, Father Carmelo, elderly, kind, completely unaware of what this baptism truly represents. He leads them inside. The church is beautiful. Stained glass windows, wooden pews, holy water font, sacred space. Michael stands at the baptismal font. Kay beside him. Connie hands the baby to the priest. The ceremony begins. 2:45, right on schedule. The priest speaks in Latin. Ancient words, sacred vows. Michael responds when required. His voice steady, his face calm, but his mind is elsewhere, calculating, timing, visualizing 6 simultaneous executions happening while he stands here. The priest asks the first question. Do you renounce Satan? Michael's response is clear, strong, certain. I do renounce him. Across 3 states, 6 teams hear nothing, receive no signal, have no communication. But they know. The baptism has started. The ceremony has begun. The countdown is running. In Foley Square, Neary checks his watch. 2:55. 5 minutes. Barzini's car will arrive soon. Pull up to the courthouse. Barzini will exit, climb the steps, walk directly toward death wearing a police uniform. In New Jersey, Clemenza hears the elevator moving, coming down, 5th floor, 4th floor, 3rd, Stracci inside, descending to his fate. The machinery whines, the cables strain, the elevator falls. On Long Island, Lampone hears the front door open, footsteps on the stairs, Tattaglia arriving, laughing, talking to his mistress, completely unaware, completely doomed. The bedroom door opens. In Manhattan, Cicci sees Cuneo exit the hotel, right on time. 4 o'clock, walking toward the revolving door, his bodyguards behind him. Cuneo enters the door first, alone for 3 seconds. 3 seconds is enough. In Las Vegas, the men sight their target. Moe Greene on the massage table, face down, eyes closed, vulnerable. Noon exactly. 3 o'clock New York time. The moment arrives. At the church, the priest continues. Anoints the baby with holy water, speaks blessings, makes the sign of the cross. Michael watches, calm, collected, patient. What happens in the next 5 minutes will change everything. Will establish Michael as the most ruthless Don in American history. Will eliminate every threat to the Corleone family. Will prove that the college boy they dismissed understands warfare better than any of them. The baptism continues. The trap closes. The executions begin. 3 o'clock. The baptism reaches its sacred center. The priest holds the baby over the baptismal font. Holy water shimmers in the afternoon light, streaming through stained glass windows. Michael stands beside him. Kay watches. The organ plays softly, ancient hymn, peaceful, holy. The priest speaks in Latin. Michael, do you believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth? Michael's voice is steady, clear. I do believe. Foley Square, New York County Supreme Court. Don Emilio Barzini emerges from the main entrance. 3 bodyguards surround him. He's just left a meeting with a federal judge. Business concluded. Power consolidated. He believes he controls New York now. He descends the courthouse steps. 42 steps to the street. His car waits at the bottom. Black Cadillac, engine running, safety so close. Al Neri stands halfway down the steps. Police uniform, badge glinting in the sun. He looks like he belongs here. Authority, protection, safety. Barzini passes him, doesn't even glance. Why would he? A cop is no threat. A cop is a tool. A cop is... Neri draws his weapon. 2 shots. Back. Spine. Barzini stumbles. Falls forward. Rolls down the steps. Bodyguards reach for their guns. Too late. Neri is already gone. Into the crowd. Through the alley. Disappears. The most powerful Don in New York bleeds out on courthouse steps. Dead in 15 seconds. The church. The priest continues. And in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord. I do believe, Michael responds. His face shows nothing. No emotion, no reaction. Just sacred vows spoken before God. New Jersey. Office building. 5th floor. Don Victor Stracci exits his office. End of the day. Time to go home. Sunday dinner with family. Normal, routine, safe. He presses the elevator button. Waits. The doors open. Empty elevator. He steps inside. His bodyguard follows. The doors close. The elevator descends. 5th floor, 4th floor, 3rd floor, 2nd floor. Lobby. Doors open. Peter Clemenza stands there, shotgun raised. The bodyguard sees him first, reaches for his weapon. Too slow. Clemenza fires. Once. Twice. The bodyguard falls. Stracci staggers backward. Clemenza steps into the elevator. 1 more shot. Point blank. Chest. Stracci drops. Blood pools on the elevator floor. The doors close. Clemenza walks toward the service entrance. 45 seconds to the car. Gone before anyone responds. The weakest Don dies in an elevator. Alone. Helpless. Forgotten. The church. The priest anoints the baby's forehead with holy oil. Makes the sign of the cross. The organ music swells. The baby cries. Innocent sound. Pure. Untouched by the violence happening across 3 states. Do you renounce Satan? The priest asks. I do renounce him, Michael says. His voice doesn't waver, doesn't hesitate, renouncing evil while executing it. The irony is perfect. The hypocrisy is complete. Manhattan. The Savannah Hotel. 4 o'clock. Don Carmine Cuneo exits through the main entrance. Business meeting concluded. 5 capos follow him. Bodyguards scan the street. Everything looks normal, safe, controlled. Cuneo approaches the revolving door. His men wait outside. Let the Don go first. Respect. Protocol. Tradition. He enters the door. Glass panels surround him. The door rotates. Slowly. Mechanically. Trapping him inside for 3 seconds. Across the street. 3rd floor window. Willie Chichi aims. Fires. 4 shots. Rapid succession. Glass shatters. Bullets strike. Chest. Shoulder. Neck. Head. Cuneo collapses inside the revolving door. His body jams the mechanism. The door stops rotating. He's trapped inside, visible to everyone, dead in his own cage. The bodyguards scatter, looking for the shooter, but Chichi is already moving. Out of the room, down the stairs, into the street, lost in the crowd. The Bronx Don dies in a revolving door. Trapped, exposed, humiliated. The church. The priest pours holy water over the baby's head, 3 times. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, blessing, protection, divine grace washing away sin. Michael watches the water flow, thinks about blood flowing in other places, other liquids, other rituals, sacred and profane happening simultaneously. Long Island, small house off Sunrise Highway, 7 o'clock, evening now, but the executions continue, coordinated, relentless, complete. Don Phillip Tattaglia enters through the front door. His mistress waits upstairs. Thursday routine. Sunday instead. Doesn't matter. Comfort makes men careless. He climbs the stairs, walks down the hallway, opens the bedroom door, expects pleasure, expects safety, expects to live. Rocco Lampone steps from the closet. The woman screams. Tattaglia turns. Too slow, too late, too dead. 3 shots. Chest, throat, face. Tattaglia falls across the bed. The woman keeps screaming. Lampone walks past her. Down the stairs. Out the back door. 30 seconds total. Clean, efficient, professional. The narcotics. Don dies in a bedroom. Comfortable, careless, pathetic. The church. The ceremony nears completion. The priest blesses the baby, makes final prayers. The baptism is almost finished. Michael has almost completed his role as godfather, in every sense of the word. Las Vegas, noon Pacific time, 3 o'clock Eastern. The massage parlor. Moe Greene lies face down on the table, eyes closed, relaxed, trusting. 3,000 miles from New York means 3,000 miles from problems. Or so he believes. The window across the alley. 2 men, weapons ready, suppressors attached. They sight the target. Center mass, can't miss. One nods to the other. Synchronized, professional, Corleone trained. They fire, simultaneously. 2 shots, one through the window, one through Greene's head. The glass shatters. Greene jerks once, goes still. Blood spreads across the massage table, mingles with oil. The therapist screams, runs for the door. The 2 men are already moving. Out of the room, down the stairs, into the parking lot, car waiting, engine running. On the highway in 90 seconds, disappeared into desert traffic. Moe Greene dies on a massage table. Comfortable, arrogant, wrong about everything. The church. The final blessing. The priest hands the baby back to Connie. The baptism is complete. Michael Francis Rizzi is now baptized in the Catholic faith. Michael Corleone is now his godfather, his protector, his spiritual guide. Michael steps back from the font. Kay takes his arm. They walk toward the church exit. The organ plays. Triumphant hymn, victory, celebration, new life beginning. Outside, the afternoon sun is bright, warm, beautiful Sunday in August. Families gather on the church steps, taking photographs, laughing, celebrating. Michael stands among them, holds his son Anthony, smiles for the camera, plays his role, the good Catholic, the devoted family man, the loving godfather, what none of them know yet. In the last 20 minutes, 6 men died, 5 dons eliminated, 1 traitor marked for death. The entire power structure of New York organized crime has been destroyed, rebuilt, reshaped, and Michael never left the church, never gave an order, never touched a weapon. Perfect alibi, perfect timing, perfect execution. Tom Hagen approaches, whispers quietly, "It's done, all of them." Michael nods. Once, small movement, acknowledging, understanding, accepting. 5 families went to war against the Corleones. 5 families thought the college boy was weak. 5 families made the same fatal mistake. They underestimated Michael Corleone. Now 5 families are leaderless, powerless, broken. The baptism is over. The massacre is complete. The transformation is final. Michael Corleone is no longer the war hero. No longer the son trying to please his father. No longer the man who wanted to go legitimate. He is the godfather now, the most ruthless don in American history. And everyone just watched him become it while standing in a church, renouncing Satan, blessing a child. The irony will haunt him forever, but the power will sustain him, and the fear will protect him. The day of reckoning is complete. The baptism of blood is finished. The news spreads like fire through gasoline. 6 executions, simultaneous, coordinated, impossible, yet completed. By 6 o'clock Sunday evening, every crime family in America knows. Don Emilio Barzini dead on courthouse steps. Don Victor Stracci dead in an elevator. Don Carmine Cuneo dead in a revolving door. Don Phillip Tattaglia dead in a bedroom. Moe Greene dead in Las Vegas. All within the same hour. All while Michael Corleone stood in church. The phone calls begin. Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Boston. Every organization wants confirmation, wants to understand, wants to know if they're next. Tom Hagen fields the calls, his voice calm, professional. The Corleone family has settled its business. All outstanding debts are paid. We seek no further conflict. We offer peace to all families who accept the new order. The message is clear. Submit or die. There is no third option. At the Corleone compound, Michael sits in his father's office. Now his office. The reports come in. Every execution confirmed. Every target eliminated. 0 failures. Perfect operation. Military precision applied to organized crime. Al Neri returns first, still wearing civilian clothes. The police uniform burned in a dumpster 3 blocks from the courthouse. He enters the office, stands before Michael, says one word. Done. Michael nods. Sit. Wait. Clemenza arrives 20 minutes later. Shotgun disposed of in the Hudson River. Gloves burned. Car abandoned in Newark. No trail. No evidence. No connection. Done, Clemenza reports. Michael gestures to a chair. Wait. Lampone. Chichi. The Vegas team calling in, one by one, all reporting the same thing. Target eliminated. Clean escape. No witnesses. No problems. Michael says nothing, just nods, acknowledges, files the information away. The operation succeeded because of planning, because of discipline, because everyone followed orders exactly. Tom Hagen enters, closes the door. His face shows strain, exhaustion, the weight of what they've done. Sal Tessio is here. He wants to speak with you. About the meeting with Barzini. Michael's expression doesn't change, doesn't harden, remains neutral, empty. Send him in. Tessio enters, one of Vito's oldest friends, one of the family's original soldiers, helped build the empire from nothing, fought beside Vito for 40 years, now walks into a room where his death waits. He doesn't know yet. Michael, Tessio says. Cautious, respectful. Barzini wants to meet, to discuss peace. He asked me to set it up. I think we should consider it. Michael studies him. This man who fought for his father, who protected the family, who decided somewhere along the way that Michael was too weak to lead, who chose ambition over loyalty, who sold his soul for territory he'd never lived to control. Where's the meeting? Michael asks. Brooklyn. Tomorrow afternoon. Just you and him. I'll arrange the security. The words hang in the air. Just you and him. Translation, just you, alone, where Barzini's men can kill you, where Tessio can watch, where the betrayal completes. Michael stands, walks to Tessio, looks him in the eye. Tell me something, Sal. Did you know Barzini is dead? Tessio's face freezes, color drains, understanding dawns. He realizes. The trap isn't for Michael. The trap already closed. On him. Michael, my father told me. Michael interrupts, his voice quiet, cold, final. He told me whoever sets up the meeting with Barzini is the traitor. You just set up the meeting, Sal. Tessio's shoulders sag. Defeated, caught, finished. He doesn't deny it, doesn't beg, just accepts. Can you get me off the hook, Tom? For old times? Tom Hagen's voice breaks. Can't do it, Sally. 2 soldiers enter, take Tessio by the arms. Not roughly, respectfully. He was a captain once, deserves that much dignity in death. Tessio looks back at Michael one last time. Tell my family I'm sorry. Michael says nothing, watches him leave, watches 40 years of loyalty erased by one moment of betrayal, watches another piece of his father's world die. The door closes. Tessio is gone, will be dead within the hour, strangled by his own men. The traditional punishment for treachery. Michael sits down, tired suddenly, the weight pressing down. 5 dons dead, 1 traitor executed, and 1 more piece of business remains. Carlo. Bring him in, Michael tells Tom. Carlo Rizzi enters. Connie's husband. Father of the baby just baptized. Brother-in-law to the Don. He tries to smile, tries to act casual, but his hands shake, his eyes dart. He knows something is wrong. Carlo, sit down. Michael says. Gestures to the chair, warm, friendly, deceptive. Carlo sits, nervous, sweating despite the cool evening air. I want to talk to you about your future, Michael continues, conversational, about your position in the family, about Sonny. Carlo's face goes white. The name Sonny hanging between them, heavy, damning, inescapable. We're moving operations to Las Vegas, Michael says. I want you to run things there. Good money, good position, away from New York problems, a fresh start. Carlo's relief is visible, overwhelming. He believed he was about to die. Instead, promotion, power, escape. Thank you, Michael. I won't let you down, I swear. But first, Michael leans forward, eyes locked on Carlo. I need you to tell me one thing, and I'll know if you're lying. Did you help Barzini set up Sonny? The question lands like a punch. Carlo stammers. Michael, I would never… Don't lie to me, Carlo. Michael's voice drops, dangerous. Everyone who betrayed this family is dead now. Everyone. You're the last one. The last piece of business to settle. So tell me the truth, and maybe you get to live. Lie to me, and you die right here. Carlo breaks. The words pour out. Confession, guilt, weakness. He came to me. Barzini. Offered me territory. Said I'd be a captain. Said all I had to do was make Sonny angry. I didn't know they'd kill him. I swear. I thought they just wanted to scare him. To send a message. Michael listens. Face like stone. Inside, rage, fury. The desire to reach across the desk and strangle Carlo with his bare hands. But he controls it, channels it, uses it. So you beat my sister, Michael says quietly. You beat Connie. You made her call Sonny crying. You knew he'd come running. And you let them massacre him. Carlo is crying now. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Please, Michael, please. Michael stands, walks around the desk, puts his hand on Carlo's shoulder, almost gentle, almost forgiving. Go downstairs. There's a car waiting to take you to the airport. You leave tonight. Pack nothing. Tell no one. Just go. Carlo stumbles to his feet, still crying, still apologizing, still believing he might live. He walks to the door, opens it, steps outside. Peter Clemenza waits by the car, opens the back door. Carlo gets in, relief flooding his face. He's going to Las Vegas. He's going to live. He's going to. Clemenza climbs into the back seat, sits behind Carlo. Carlo sees him in the rearview mirror. Understands too late, reaches for the door handle. The wire wraps around his throat, tightens, crushes. Carlo kicks, thrashes. His foot crashes through the windshield, glass everywhere. But the wire doesn't loosen, doesn't release. Michael watches from the window. Tom Hagen beside him. Neither speaks, neither looks away. They watch until Carlo stops moving, until justice is served, until the last betrayer pays for Sonny's death. The car drives away. We'll dump the body somewhere remote, somewhere it won't be found for weeks. By then, none of it will matter. By then, the new order will be established, permanent, unshakable. Michael turns from the window. 6 Dons dead, 2 traitors executed, the 5 families destroyed, New York reorganized, the Corleone family supreme. The cost? 8 lives. 1 Sunday afternoon. 20 minutes of coordinated violence. The result? Total control, absolute power, unchallenged authority. Michael Corleone is the godfather now, not in name only, in truth, in blood, in fear. And everyone who doubted him is dead. 6 months later, January 1956, the Corleone compound in Nevada. Michael stands in his new office, desert landscape outside the window, different view, different state, different world. The move to Las Vegas is complete, the family relocated, legitimate businesses established, casino operations running, the transformation from New York crime family to Nevada business empire progressing exactly as planned. But the shadow of that Sunday afternoon follows Michael everywhere. The baptism, the massacre, the 8 deaths in 20 minutes. History doesn't forget, neither does he. The phone rings constantly. Every major crime family in America wants an audience, wants to negotiate, wants to pledge loyalty. The message is universal: respect, fear, submission. Chicago sends representatives. Detroit sends gifts. Philadelphia sends tribute. They all understand what happened. They all learned the lesson, challenge the Corleones and die. Not eventually, Not theoretically, immediately, efficiently, completely. Tom Hagen manages the transition, coordinates with the remaining New York captains. Clemenza stayed behind to run operations there. Loyal, dependable, rewarded with territory that once belonged to 5 families, now consolidated under Corleone control. The numbers tell the story. Before the baptism massacre, the Corleone family controlled approximately 30% of New York organized crime. After, 70%. The remaining families absorbed. Territory redistributed. Power concentrated. Atlantic City gambling. Corleone controlled. New Jersey docks. Corleone controlled. New York construction unions. Corleone controlled. The empire Vito built over 40 years. Michael doubled in 6 months. But the cost shows in other ways. Kay barely speaks to him anymore. She knows something happened that Sunday. Knows the baptism coincided with something darker. She reads newspapers. Sees the headlines. 6 mob bosses dead. All on the same day. The same day her husband became godfather. She's not stupid. She connects the pieces. Understands what her husband became. What he always was underneath the war hero exterior. The monster wearing a godfather's face. They sleep in separate rooms now. Eat meals in silence. Maintain appearances in public. But the marriage died somewhere between the church and the courthouse steps. Between the baptism and the bloodshed. Michael tells himself it doesn't matter. Tells himself family business requires sacrifice. Tells himself Kay will understand eventually. But late at night, alone in his office, he wonders if his father was right. If this life costs more than any man should pay. Connie visits occasionally, still mourning Carlo, still angry at Michael. She knows he ordered it, knows her husband died because of her brother. The family fractured. Sister and brother separated by necessary violence. But she'll forgive him eventually, years from now. When she understands that Carlo's death avenged Sonny. When she realizes Michael protected her by eliminating the man who beat her. When family loyalty overcomes grief. The outside world analyzes the operation endlessly. Law enforcement, rival criminals, business competitors, everyone trying to understand how it happened. How one man coordinated 6 simultaneous executions across 3 states while maintaining perfect alibi. The FBI opens investigations, interviews hundreds of witnesses, finds nothing, no evidence, no connections, no proof Michael Corleone ordered anything. He was in church. Witnesses confirm it. Photographs prove it. The alibi is unbreakable. The methods become legendary. Crime families study the operation like military generals study famous battles. The planning, the intelligence gathering, the synchronized timing, the ruthless efficiency. Michael Corleone's reputation transforms overnight. No longer the college boy. No longer the reluctant son. No longer the war hero playing gangster. He becomes something else entirely. The most dangerous man in organized crime. The Don who thinks like a general. The killer who plans like a chess master. Other Dons fear him now. Not the way they feared Vito. Vito commanded respect through wisdom, through alliance building, through creating obligations and calling them in later. Michael commands fear through demonstration, through showing what happens to enemies, through proving that distance doesn't protect you, money doesn't save you, power doesn't shield you. When Michael Corleone decides you die, you die. No negotiation, no mercy, no escape. The families who survived learn to accommodate this new reality. They accept Corleone supremacy, pay tribute, seek permission for major operations, recognize Michael as the unofficial head of organized crime in America. The commission reforms. New dons appointed to replace the dead ones. Younger men, less experienced, more willing to follow Michael's lead. The power structure rebuilt with Corleone interests at the center. But Michael knows this victory is temporary. Power is always temporary. Someone will challenge him eventually. Someone will believe they're smarter, faster, better. Someone will make the same mistake Barzini made. And when that happens, Michael will respond the same way. Overwhelming force, perfect planning, total elimination. The lesson must be taught repeatedly. Each generation of criminals needs to learn it fresh. In his private moments, Michael thinks about his father, wonders what Vito would say about the baptism massacre. Would he approve of the efficiency, the coordination, the complete destruction of all threats? Probably not. Vito valued life, even enemy life. Vito believed in conversion, in making allies from enemies. in building relationships that lasted generations. Michael believes in elimination, in removing problems permanently, in ensuring threats never resurface. Different philosophy, different era, different Don. The world changed. Vito's way worked for his time. Honor, respect, old world values. But the new generation of criminals doesn't respect honor, doesn't value tradition, only understands force. So Michael gives them force, gives them the baptism massacre, gives them a lesson they'll never forget. Cross the Corleones and die. Not someday, not maybe, definitely, immediately, publicly. The operation proves something else, something military strategists understood but criminals never fully grasped. Coordinated, simultaneous action is unstoppable. When every enemy dies at the same moment, no one survives to retaliate. No one remains to organize revenge. The entire power structure collapses instantly. Michael learned this in the Marines, applied it to organized crime, changed the game forever. Other families try to copy the strategy. But coordination requires discipline, planning requires patience, execution requires soldiers who follow orders exactly. Most criminals lack these qualities. They're impulsive, emotional, individualistic. They can't coordinate the way Michael did, can't wait the way he waited, can't execute with his precision. That's why the Corleones remain supreme, not because they're more violent, because they're more organized, more patient, more strategic. They fight like an army while everyone else fights like a gang. Years later, the baptism massacre becomes myth. Exaggerated, distorted, enhanced. Stories claim Michael killed 20 men that day, 50 men, 100. The truth gets buried under legend. But Michael knows the truth. 8 deaths, 6 dons, 2 traitors, 20 minutes of coordinated violence, perfect planning, perfect execution, perfect victory. The cost? His marriage, his sister's love, his father's dream of legitimacy, his own soul, if he's being honest. The gain? Power, control, security, the Corleone family safe, the empire expanded, the enemies eliminated. Was it worth it? Michael doesn't allow himself to ask that question, can't afford to doubt, can't second guess. The decision was made, the operation executed, the consequences accepted. He is the godfather now, not just in title, in reality, in blood, in fear, in absolute unchallenged authority. And everyone who doubted him learned the same lesson. Never underestimate a Corleone, never dismiss the quiet one, never assume the college boy can't become the killer. Michael Corleone coordinated the baptism massacre without a single phone call, without a single order given on that day. Just planning, just preparation, just military precision applied to organized crime. That's the real lesson, the one that echoes through organized crime history, the one that defines Michael's legacy. Violence without strategy is chaos. Strategy without violence is weakness. But violence plus strategy plus perfect coordination equals total domination. The baptism massacre proved it. The bodies proved it. The empire proved it. Michael Corleone proved it. And the world will never forget.